it's the same assignment to explore advanced selection techniques, and these will come into play quite a bit. These are pretty much the only things that I use when I'm trying to do refined selection. I really don't like the magnetic lasso. Even when I was demonstrating it, the magnetic lasso and the magic tools, they just don't really work that well. So I'm going to show you some advanced selection techniques, really the best selection techniques, and sort of how to combine them. So, okay, so let's say you are working on this wolf guy, and, especially with a mouse, whatever you do is going to be pretty loose, right? Doodly doot. And then you need to clean it up. And we already have a way to do that because I can cut away the selection by using this tool, subtract from selection, or I can add from it if I messed it up. Cool, right? But it's not a great way to do it. The best way to do it is to use a function in Photoshop called Quick Mask, and you can find that just by pressing Q on the keyboard, right? Also, you can access it by see this little button here. That's a Quick Mask, right? So the Quick Mask is showing me everything that's not selected in red. So it allows me to very carefully paint in what I want selected. And it allows me to kind of go slowly in a controlled way, and it gives me this visual feedback. So if I'm here, I can now get really detailed, like painting in the teeth and stuff like that. And to use Quick Mask, I use the brush. And oops, I have this super weird brush selected. Sorry. So I'll just use a normal brush. It's fine. And then if I paint the color white, I'll remove. I will increase the mask. And if I paint black, I will exclude. Right. So black will be red. Now it's kind of tedious to go through and always select these on the keyboard. So see that little dot right there? You can just select that one thing and it'll be the default colors, which are black and white. So I'm working with my brush, a default brush. I'm working with black and white. I have a nice soft edge, and I can reduce my brush size by pressing the bracket key on the keyboard, right? So now I can paint this very precise mask according to my brush, and I can even control it for opacity if I want to, right? And I can sort of perfectly mask this out and get it exactly the way that I want it. Cool. Do 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 do. All right. Anyways, I won't. You guys can experiment with that. Just remember where. See how precise that is. Beautiful, especially on a Wacom. Really, really simple to use. Perfectly precise. And then one of the questions that you always have in class is, wait, now I'm stuck in this. What do I do now? Because you always want to go on to collage things, but Quick Mask is special. You're stuck in it until you turn it off. So you can turn it off by pressing that button that we found earlier, or you can just press Q by itself, and voila, you have the perfect mask. And that's pretty much everything. That's pretty much all I ever use, and I can zoom in really effectively, and I can cut this stuff out really effectively as well. Um, okay, and now the other thing that I like to show here, and just know that we will study this a lot in the future, is masking itself. So every layer can have a mask, and the masks are based on selection. And so the Quick Mask was a version of the layer mask. You don't have to get really good at this now, but I just want to show you how all these things are related. So you make a selection, then you build it out with Quick Mask, then you get out of your Quick Mask, then you could save your selection, right? Like you could go select, save selection, and have that to reference. But what's far easier is just building the mask here, like just applying it to the layer itself. Now, you might want to just watch this part of the video, but ignore it for making the collage because I don't know if it'll come into play. But I want you to connect those things in your mind. Making a selection, making a quick mask, and then masking over here. So masking over here in the layers palette is just this little circle inside the square. We're going to use this extensively, but if this is too much or it's too confusing or it's not applicable in this project, just go ahead and ignore this part. Um, so with the selection active, all you do is you activate a mask in the layer, right? And you can see that it looks like it is cut it out already, but everything in the layer is just hidden behind that mask. And this mask also allows you to paint in black and white, right? So using the brush again, I can sort of continue to paint. Cool, right? And then I'm sort of, I like this the best because you always have access to your mask and you can always change it, right? So